In today's video, how much cardio should you do to lose belly fat?
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. Thank you for joining me for today's video. We are going to discuss how much cardio you should do to lose your belly fat. Before we get started, I want to mention that this is Olympia week, so everyone headed to Vegas. That's awesome. I hope to meet you there. I will be at the Pro Tan booth. The hours are posted on my Instagram. I'll be there 2 hours on Friday, 2 hours on Saturday. And if you're in Vegas and you're at the Olympia or you want to come to a great seminar, myself, Lane Norton, Holly Baxter, and Andres Vargas are doing a seminar on Sunday. I'm going to link the details below if you want to come see us speak. I'm going to talk about the specifics of contest prep and getting shredded. All the other guys are going to speak on their specifics. And if you want more information on what we're going to talk about, where it's at, how long it's going to be, the cost, click the link in the description box. And if you're watching this video and it's past the Olympia, well, I'll put a link below for you to click on the time to skip all this stuff so we can get right to the topic at hand. So, the question came from my Instagram direct message, and for those that aren't aware, this is my Instagram, and if you would like to send me a question to answer, please DM me. I will screenshot it and save it for a time when I can answer it. And today's question, well, it was kind of vague, and initially I thought, you know what, I can't really answer that, but at the same time I thought, you know what, maybe it's vague for a reason. Maybe I can help this person out. So here is the question. How much cardio should I be doing? Well, the question doesn't have a lot of information behind it, but I can assume based on all the inquiries that I get and most of the people that I speak to, this person is interested in losing belly fat or getting leaner or looking like they lift or whatever it is. Usually if you're doing cardio, it's for a purpose such as getting leaner, unless you're doing cardio because you're an endurance athlete. But I don't work with many endurance athletes, but I work with a lot of physique athletes. So I'm going to make the big assumption here that this person wants to know how to lose their belly fat, how to get leaner, how to get a six-pack, how to lose the love handles, whatever it might be. And I'm going to talk about how much cardio you should be doing to do that. So I did a video recently on diet and how much calories you should be eating, how you should approach a fat loss. And I'm going to approach cardio much like this. So in the last couple years, some cool things have come out. The Fitbits, or if you want to call them like wearable technology that can actually track how much we move. And it's given me a lot of insight into my own success this year in getting lean and why I was able to do it with a certain pattern. You see, in the past, I would use cardio as a tool to get lean. Meaning, when it was time for me to get lean, I would bring my calories down, I would raise my cardio up. But I wasn't paying attention to my lifestyle habits. That's right. So oftentimes, what I found is when your cardio goes up, meaning you have to expend more energy in the gym, doing your cardio however you want to perform it, your lifestyle cardio goes way down. So just because you're adding cardio, it might be offsetting the changes that you're making in your day-to-day life because you're so tired and low calorie that you lay around more. Meaning, cardio has to get really high to offset that. So now with this wearable technology, I find it's much better to start tracking our daily movement. Now, I don't really believe that these things are actually tracking how many calories were burned, but they give us a nice baseline. And I'll give you myself as an example. So, I work in this office. This is my office. You see it. I come from my house, which is right there. I come over here. I work on my computer all day. I do these videos. I type. I call people. That's my job. I then go to the gym. I come back and I maybe play with my kids and do some stuff around the house. But I live a very sedentary lifestyle. So I have found that by adding in cardio this year, it has been very necessary and very helpful for me to get lean. So I want to talk to you about the style of cardio I've used this time around versus other times, okay? And it's not always going to be the case for everybody. In the past, when I was dieting down for shows, I would always use HIIT cardio, high intensity interval training, meaning you go outside, you do it inside, however you want to perform it, but you run a sprint, you do a sprint on a bike, pushing a car, pushing a sled, maybe you're just running down the track. But a high intensity interval means you're basically going all out, as hard as you can possibly go. You cannot go longer than 15 or 20 seconds all out before you start to slow down or have breathing problems. If you're going 1 minute, that is not high intensity, okay? If you're sprinting for a minute, it's not all out. It's still going to be difficult, but I would call it moderate to high intensity. But what I'm talking about here is high intensity interval cardio. And I did that in the past. And I got lean. But I also noticed some side effects from it, such as I was always exhausted. I was a lot more moody. This time around, I have dieted down from 225 pounds down to 198, did a competition without using any high intensity cardio. And here's why. I find that the high intensity cardio, while it has a great benefit early on in the process when calories are higher and cardio is lower and energy is good and body fat's a little bit higher, I find that the leaner and leaner you get, the less and less impact it's going to have, because HIIT cardio is going to impact the rest of your day, meaning your workouts are not as good, your recovery is not as good, and probably your activity outside of the gym is going to drop. So this year I only did one thing for my diet, one thing only. So when we're talking about my man here, how much cardio you should do, well, here's what I started doing. I literally started doing 10-minute on the incline treadmill. That's it. I started every day that I would go to the gym 5 days a week. I would get on the incline treadmill for 10 minutes. That's it. You'd be surprised how hard incline on the treadmill is for 10 minutes. Now I would do an incline level to 10, speed 3.2. You'd be surprised how hard that is when you haven't been doing anything and when you're pretty sedentary like me, okay? You just lift the weights, type on the computer, talk to the people, and that's it. So that was a little bit of a challenge. Now, over the course of the prep, what I did was I got up to an hour a day. That's right. Sometimes I would do 30 minutes pre or post, or I have a cardio machine at my house here, and I would just go ahead and do an hour a day. Now, I probably didn't need to do an hour as quickly as I did, but I felt I wanted to push myself, and sometimes you just gotta push. So for you, my friend, how much cardio should you be doing? And for anyone listening, my thought is you wanna do the least amount of cardio necessary to elicit the change. That means you need to know what's going on with your diet, okay? You need to have some accountability. Now, I don't know what that means for you. I don't know if that means you're tracking your macros, tracking your calories, you're eating paleo, you're eating clean, whatever you want to call it, there needs to be accountability. Because the two ways that we lose body fat is through our diet and through our cardiovascular, or just activity. You don't have to call it cardio, but your movement each day, okay? That's how you make the deficit. If you have no idea what's going on with your diet and you're upping your cardio, but over here you're binge eating and having all these cheat meals, but nothing's happening, well, you have no one to blame but yourself. Make the change, put the work in, figure out what's going on with the diet. Likewise, if you know what's going on with the diet, you can add in 10 minutes of cardio. And if you add in 10 minutes of cardio a couple days a week and the scale starts moving, keep doing that. Now, if it's not moving, well, maybe you move to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, okay? You gotta find the place. I would prefer that you start more conservatively. Don't start out hoping to lose 30 pounds by doing an hour of cardio a day because you have nowhere to go, and your body will adapt to that, okay? That will become your new baseline, an hour a day. Now, yes, I've had some clients have to do more than an hour a day. I myself will probably be doing more than an hour a day the next time I decide to get on stage, okay? That's part of the process. Getting better, getting leaner is going to involve increasing it over time. But how much should you do? Well, it depends. Where are you at right now? If you're doing none, start with a little. If you're doing a lot, well, you might have to look at what you're doing. If you're just strolling around the neighborhood, not really putting a lot of effort into it, maybe you get on an incline treadmill, maybe you get on a bike, maybe you do something that allows you to put a lot of effort into it. In the past, I've done things like full court layups on the basketball court, I've run sprints around my neighborhood, I have a prowler, I've pushed that with weights on it up and down. So I try to do things to keep it interesting and make it fun for cardio. This year, I've really enjoyed just getting on the treadmill, walking, putting on an incline, breaking a sweat, watching some Netflix. You get me? So that's it. If you guys have questions on how much cardio you should do, how you should adjust it, well, let me know in the comments below. Now, for those that are not trying to get stage lean, HIIT cardio for me is the best bang for your buck. You get the best calorie burn during and after. The excess post-exercise oxygen consumption is a bit higher with HIIT cardio. So when calories are higher and you just want to get the best bang for your buck, yes, I love HIIT cardio. But when it gets tough and you're a bodybuilder and you're worried about muscle retention and your workouts start to suffer, I like to do longer bouts of steady state cardio because they're easy to recover from, they're low intensity, so they preferentially burn body fat, and it allows us to continue to train like bodybuilders. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this was good feedback for you. Comments, questions below. See you at the Olympia, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.